Valentine here, and we got Valentina.
As
All
always.
right, the topic for today. I know this is one that's been discussed a lot, and I know a lot of people got opinions on it. But I don't give a fuck. We still gonna talk about it. And it's the double standard around sexuality between men and women. It's like the dude fuck a bunch of girls. It's cool, but if a girl fuck a bunch of dudes, like everybody look at her and be like, ah, she a hoe. Like, but if she just got that good box, like if she got it, why can't she flaunt it? Like if a nigga got good dick, everybody be like, go out here and sling it, pipe him down. Like, well, if she can ride the pipe, let her ride the fuck pipe. That's just my thoughts. I mean, what do you think?
So it's so weird because this just brings me back to like our college days, and someone, I'm not gonna name who, had this like standard on how nasty a girl was based on how many people she messed with in college. And the thing is, like, it was a joke, but if you think about it, we never had a guy on that list, and there was plenty of guys that deserved it. Like, plenty. And plenty was even, like, within our friend group where you're like, man, what is he doing? Like, but the thing is, why do we always characterize girls on our campus and that? And I mean, I'm guilty of it too. We called all these girls, like, the level of nasty they were. But there were some guys who were probably 20 times worse than all of these females put together, and they never made the list.
Listen, they make a different type of list. Like I keep a man hoe list too. I don't discriminate. A hoe is a hoe. Like they walk like a hoe, talk like a hoe,
It's a
and you
hoe.
only see it on Saturday nights. It's a hoe. And if you're not a hoe, then you wearing a hoe's uniform and following her schedule or his schedule, and you should probably stop it.
But besides that, in all seriousness, like girls are probably more sexually attuned to everything than guys, but yet we have to hide it more than guys. Like guys can just talk about it and be like completely okay with it. But then you have a group of females talking about, you can see, like, look at those sweatpants, like you can see the imprint through it. And then you look at her like, damn, like what's going on there? Like this girl, like she has something wrong with her.
It is true, and I do remember the levels of nastiness you're talking about. We ain't gonna get too deep into that, but we are gonna say hashtag green team.
The popularity of it.
I mean, there's some dudes that I knew that was I had them on a separate list. Like I told you, it was the man who list. Like if they green, then these dicks was red. It's sort of like the alarm system for the country. Some people was yellow, some people was orange, some people was burning. It was like gonorrhea because every time that you saw their dick on fire. You like, it's just bad.
I think there's one within our friend group that it was definitely red, like scarlet.
Oh, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I do think it's messed up that women can't express their sexuality or be aware of what's going on around them without people looking at them funny. Like hell, you see if a dude see a girl with a big ass and some little shorts on, he gonna look, he gonna come. Girl see a dude with his shirt off and she like what she see, or he got on them tight ass pants that I don't understand that they be wearing. Like my dick got breathe. Maybe that's just me, so I'm not gonna wear them tight ass pants. But he wearing them tight ass pants and she sees something she like, go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
See, ironically, we were just talking about this today at work. So there's this girl I work with. She's been dating a guy for a little while, and he hasn't actually made any moves. Like she kissed him the whole 9 yards, and it's like awkward for her. And she was like, "So should I be just like a guy and just like be like just grab it and keep going, or do I like ease it into a conversation?" And she was like, "I don't know how to handle a guy who's shy because." Well, I've been dating him for like 2 months and I'm usually already in the bed by then. And it was like, at that point, you're like, why can't females be just as outwards about what they want sexually as guys can be? And then when guys are shy, why do we just like shy back and it's like, hey, like, I don't know what to do in this situation. I don't know how to pursue it.
I don't. I feel like that's on them. It's like shit. Fuck that. if I gotta sit there and think about the fact that I want to take something or I want to make a move, I'm gonna make the motherfucking move and see what happens. If you say no, then it is what it is. And if she trying to get in bed by 2 months, I mean, and he ain't slinging that dick, she just know that he ain't the one slinging that dick.
I mean, but you have to think, she's thinking from the double standard perspective. Like, does it seem like she is just out for sex if that's what she's asking for? And the thing is, it's not like, oh, this is only their fourth date because they've been dating for, a couple months. Like, they see each other like twice a week. He brings her lunch to work. He thinks they're in a relationship. Like, at that point, I mean, I don't think it's a double standard saying that she has to be the one forward, but why does she feel like she can't be forward about it?
I feel like it's back to what you talked about in the point of today. It's like that double standard. Like you said, she feels like if she jumps forward or makes that first move, she's going to be seen as overly aggressive or all she wants out of this is sex. Like, it's expected that they'll wait for the guy to make a move on his time. It's like, fuck that. If you're in a relationship, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. You got to say what you're feeling, keep it out there. If she wants this man to take her in the back room and make the headboard rock, then he needs to do his motherfucking job. Or they need to discuss it, but she shouldn't be in a position where she has to sit back and wait for him to make a move when she wants to do something.
So I guess the real question is, why does society make it out that it's the guy has to make the move, or the guy has to be the one in charge, or he's the one that should want to have sex and the female shouldn't? Like, where does that standard come from, and why do we follow it so much still to this day?
I just think about it and I always say this, as growing up, women are taught to say no. You're taught to say no to things when they go on. You're taught to wait for things to occur. Guys are taught that if you want something, you go get it. So it's almost like we're ingrained to believe that it's the woman's job to be responsible and to understand, why it's a guy's job to just pursue whatever he wants to do and chase whatever and conquer. And it's like, it's complete bullshit.
Do you think it also stems from the fact that, I mean, psychologically, and I'm not saying every woman, so I don't want to take it out like that, but psychologically, after sex, women are more bound to a guy and guys are not? Is that why that standard also occurs? I mean, you have to think, psychologically, there is still complete different feelings when sex comes around. Guys seem to not be as attached to females with sex. It's other emotions that attach them, where females correlate sex to attachment.
But I could think about that. Are females psychologically conditioned to be that way? Is it a natural thing? Or, as we keep talking about, do societal norms, standards, and what we see and are taught condition women to be that way?
I think it's a little bit of both, if you think about it. I mean, yeah, we're psychologically conditioned to those things, but on a whole nother level, regardless of, like, how you view it, females do attach themselves and their hormones attach more than, like, from a scientific perspective, the hormone imbalance is what attaches them. Men don't get the same hormone imbalance that women do during sexual encounters. So scientifically, we are drawn to be attracted in that way.
Okay, so then you're telling me that scientifically, women that are a little more promiscuous or open with their sexuality, aka #green teens, are psychologically irregular.
Psychologically irregular? I don't know if it's irregular is the word you would use. Would you say their balance isn't on quote unquote the normal scale? Maybe. But the thing is, like, you have to think about it, like, there's a lot of females like that. I mean, in all honesty, I don't correlate sex to a relationship. And I'm not part of the green team. But
No, you're not.
but at the same time, like, it also goes into upbringing and how certain things affect you as a person. Some people tie emotions in different ways. if you come from a loving family versus a broken family, you view sex and relationships completely different too. So, I mean, it depends on, again, societal normal of that.
I can agree with that because I've had a few conversations with different people because I just talk about this shit. I don't care what people think. I want to know the real you. I don't believe in small talk because small talk is a bunch of bullshit. Outside, I know it's fucking hot. I want to know about you. But yeah, you hear it, and it's like some people who have experienced that love and had the support or what they were looking for, they view it in a completely different way than somebody who was looking for it. Because now this might be their key to love as far as they see life or something like that. I ain't getting all psychological shit or philosophical deep. I'm just saying some people it's fucked up.
And then I think it's weird because I always say, because anyone who knows me, I have a lot of guy friends versus like female friends. And it's weird because like when I'm with like my coworkers and everything, as females, we talk about sex so much more than guys do. Like I do with my guy friends. And I'm not saying like they don't talk about sex or, whatever, we don't have that. But it's more like with the guys like, oh, look at that ass or look at that girl. Like, it's one of those like you're looking and you're making a commentary. But with girls, it's like full on what we're doing, what we've done, what we're about to do, what we're thinking of doing. Like, who had it in the ass before? Like, in all honesty, like, it's honestly, I swear. Like, today we talked about beer can shaped men genitalia. So, I mean, that's the conversations, like, females have. And it's, like, it's so funny because we're supposed to be non-sexual, and our conversations are so much more sexual than men.
Oh, see, yeah, I have to agree if you're doing that because usually it's like, man,
And you never go into detail, correct?
Nah.
You don't talk about the foreplay, how horrible or how great it was, or when y'all climax. Girls go through all that shit. Just so y'all know, girls really do talk about all of it.
Damn, so y'all be like sitting there. Basically, you telling me if I wanted to write porn, all I have to do is sit a reporter and a group of girls talking about sex.
Oh, for sure. And we'll be like, yeah, he tried this thing with his tongue and he thought he was getting it, but he really wasn't. Like, what does he think he was doing? Like, that's the conversations I have on a daily basis with women compared to men. And that's what I mean, like, for us to be the non-sexual beings and the ones that we really aren't supposed to talk about sex or, like, be the sexual person in a relationship, women have way more of a sexual side than guys do. And they'll go into details.
But do we feel like that you go into so much detail because of the fact that for a guy, you just be like, damn, look at that ass. You don't need to say anything more or nobody looks at you weird for saying it where you need to explain what's going on? Or is it just, you just really want to talk about he tried that thing with his tongue and he thought he was working it, but he wasn't?
I mean, I think it's a 50-50. I think because we can't express those things in a relationship with guys, that we express them as females to each other. Where guys, like you said, it's like unwritten that you just have to say one thing and guys are like, I got you, bro. Like, I understand. Where girls are like, okay, look, I can't express this to my partner. My partner can be sitting there talking about porn and I can't say the same things to him that I want to. I mean, let's be real. When 50 Shades came out, how much of an outcast was it? And how many women people looked at women who read that as like these weirdos and whatnot. But at the same time, like, it's what we talk about on a daily basis.
It's true. I mean, it's just weird for me because as much as we sexualize women in our society, like we have so many fucking commercials where you don't even know what the commercial is about because all you see is some lady with big fake tits in a bikini laying on a truck covered in soap, and then like 5 seconds toward the end of the commercial, it's like Pepsi. Like, this has been a minute and a half of this woman naked washing a truck, and then in the last 5 seconds, she opens a Pepsi, and somehow I'm supposed to know that, hey, Pepsi is a delicious product to drink.
It works, though. It works.
All they did was sell booty. Like, sell They sell sex on TV every day, and then we tell women that they can't be sexual, even though everything about how we treat them in society is about sex. Women can't even breastfeed in public without people getting offended because for some reason boobs are such a sexual object when the purpose of boobs are to
Not just
breastfeed.
boobs, nipples specifically. But guys can go around shirtless.
Free the nipple, fuck it.
Why not? And like that's the thing. Like it's okay to have a girl in bikini and short shorts, but it's not okay for breastfeeding, which is not even a sexual topic at that. Like it's not even close to sexualizing. Or how about the double standard where girls should be covered, especially like when it's hot outside or whatever, but guys aren't taught that they need to just stop sexualizing a woman or expect that she's going to give something up because of what she's wearing.
Yeah, I can completely agree with that. And I will also say this from, I don't know if it's male perspective, if you want to call it, or neutral ground. I don't know where it stands. You can wear whatever you want, but you have to understand that that isn't going to stop people from thinking whatever they want. And also, sometimes it can go a little too far. Like if you walking around and as soon as you put your shorts on, standing straight up, the bottom of your ass is hanging out. And when you put your shirt on, it's cut so low that if you lean to the left, your titty is going to be completely out of your shirt. You have to understand that while you might not be that way, when people see you, you look that way.
But do you
and
think
some people agree and assume that you are that way?
But even if you don't assume that someone's that way, do you still think it gives a right to a man to say that she is loose, so I can take what I want?
No, it never gives you the right to say you can take what you want. But you have to understand that if you're gonna walk out the house in a hose uniform, a few people might think that you up. Like if I walked outside in a fucking policeman's uniform and walked up and down the street, somebody might assume that I'm a cop.
Fair enough, but at the same time, so should the same thing be like when females are sexualizing guys for not having shirts on, so we're wrong for that? We should assume that, the same thing? I mean, I don't think just because they dress like a hoe, they are a hoe, or you should assume they're a hoe. Whether you have your police uniform or not, without the credentials, you're still not a police officer.
Hey, but we're not talking about actual facts and checking data. We're literally talking about opinions and perception. That's what the standard is based on, opinions and perception.
So then it goes to show that no matter what we do, society will still have a standard and still have a perception. And either way, regardless of what we do, or say, or talk about, there's never going to be that barrier where women are completely equal to men.
But the big point is understanding. It's not that there never be anything that can be done about it. The big point is just understanding why things are the way they are. Like, until we understand why we're in a situation, we'll never understand how we can move beyond the situation. And even when you're there, if you don't feel there's anything you can do about it, I mean, just be you. Do what you want to do. You have to understand how some people are going to think a certain way. Some people are going to make comments. Some people are always going to be stuck in this caveman type mentality. But you can't let that affect who you are. You have to be able to stand tall and do what you want to do.
So if you want to wear that low-cut shirt, wear that low-cut shirt with pride.
Exactly.
I mean, I can't say anything about shorts, but no, I completely agree. Like, realizing that there's a problem and seeing the problem is like the first step to realizing that we could overcome the standard. It's just changing people's perception that there's actually a standard that exists. And that would be also the fact that we define a role for a girl and we define a role for a boy. So, I mean, like you said, it's ingrained in us at a young age. Guys are not supposed to like pink. Girls are not supposed to say yes. Girls aren't supposed to kiss and tell. Guys are supposed to be proud of the moments that they have with a female and spread it with joy. I mean, it's ingrained as children in us. Are the things we're
See,
supposed to do as men and what we're supposed to do as women.
I just like to say, always, as I've gotten older, I always make the comment of, I feel like it's so messed up that guys are taught not to like pink.
Or cry.
There are a few things that are pink that are pretty amazing.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Bubblegum's great.
Yes, it is.
But at the same time.
Strawberry milkshakes.
Yeah. Strawberry milkshakes are pretty amazing. You're right. I mean, almost anything strawberry flavor is pretty damn good.
I can think of one more, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here.
Not appropriate. I think everyone got that from the very, very first moment you said it. But then again, I guess, that grosses guys out for a little while. Till they get a little older. Or not. Who knows? Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know. I just say whatever you do in your bedroom is your business. Just like what I do in mine is mine. So I'm going to do this like the old school military. Don't ask,
don't tell. Yes, great policy. Great policy. Not in the military, but for now. Great policy. But no, I completely agree. Like, guys aren't... The other thing is, like, guys aren't supposed to cry, and crying is supposed to be, like, a great release of emotion.
Yeah, there's a few places that if you're a dude and you crying, you might get beat up.
But at the same time, like, crying's so natural, and then we're told, okay, you can never do it. Well, you guys are told you can never do it. Where then, us females are expected to cry all the time, which I hate. Because I feel like people expect me to cry, and I'm like, but I don't.
Sometimes, but I have to say, it's some people that I wish they wouldn't cry, because when they cry, it pisses me off. Like, they cry over everything. Like, we all know that one person that just cries for no fucking reason. And it's like, shut up.
It's like, why are you crying? Well, I mean...
It gets so bad that when it's something serious and they should be crying, you so annoyed at that point that you still like, shut up.
See, I don't deal with emotions well, or like other people's emotions well, so I'm like, should I hug you? Should I tap you on the shoulder saying it's going to be alright? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, you can keep crying, but I'm just going to sit here and stare at you. And be like, okay.
I usually just leave.
Okay. I stare at them and I go, everything's going to be alright. I do a pat. If they really want to hug, I give them a hug, and I'm like, okay, I think this is like my limit of crying. I gotta go.
Nah, I usually leave and I go look for somebody else that I know is emotional, and I send them up there and go be like, hey,